It's time to mix drinks and change lives. Hello and welcome to another video where I, Horror Queen, ramble about a video game that I really love and hope that it gets you to play it too. As always, I'm going to be very light on the spoilers. I'm going to avoid spoiling major plot points. However, I'm going to be including video clips from my Twitch stream of the video game in question, so there will be a few visual and minor character spoilers and maybe a few talking points that you may see in the video. But hi, today I want to talk about one of my favorite, if not actually my favorite, visual novel style video game titled VA-11 Hall-A, or Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartending Action, for short, long, however you want to call it. It's a great game. Now, as you can probably guess by the title, it's a video game where you play as a bartender in a cyberpunk universe. Her name is Jill, and naturally, I had to dress up for this video as her. I mean, she's got a great style. Love it. Now, of course, what would a game be these days without one with multiple endings? The endings for this video game and story are based upon whether or not Jill can make rent at the end of the month. And if she does, you get a good ending. If she doesn't, you get a bad ending. However, there are plenty of secret endings in there based upon certain character interactions as well that make this the kind of game that you want to replay over and over and over again to unlock its various delicious, juicy secrets. Now, what exactly is this game other than visual novel and cyberpunk? Now, cyberpunk is kind of sort of all the rage these days. I mean, frankly, it's never gone out of fashion. But with the sequel of Blade Runner a couple years ago, Cyberpunk 2077, Cyberpunk 2077 Edge Runners, and plenty of other various cyberpunk games coming out, safe to say, cyberpunk is back in, baby. And this video game utilizes a lot of references, visual styles, archetypes that you may see in other cyberpunk style games or pieces of media. You get the very lovely pixel graphics that have that neon edge and neon style to them, the fantastic soundtrack that's kind of, again, has that techie pixel 8-bit style to it in certain pieces, but other pieces, such as the theme, can feel almost haunting and melancholic. Melancholic? We're gonna go ahead and go with that pronunciation. And it accurately transports you into that very cyberpunk aesthetic. The techie, urban, slightly depressing, actually very sad and depressing, but at other times vibrant, and just overall interesting kind of atmosphere and brand of science fiction. Now, unlike your very typical cyberpunk story, like, again, Cyberpunk 2077, you're not playing the big hero, so to speak. You're not playing the #1 warrior that's gonna change everything. You're playing an everyday person that's living in this city. You're playing somebody who would actually be considered an NPC in quite literally any other cyberpunk game. And now this game is not particularly new in introducing that concept. There are plenty of other games that do the same thing in the cyberpunk genre or in various other genres, but it is still somewhat refreshing to play a much more, I hate to say passive, but not essentially an action hero in a setting that you would expect to be something like a hacker or a fighter, warrior, whatever have you. So it's refreshing and it makes it quite interesting and highlights one of the strengths about the game, which is character interactions. It's a very slow burn, lovely game that is rich with wonderful dialogue and frankly makes you really care about this amazing cast of characters. You get to meet some warriors, some straight up punks, reporters, heck, even an idol and a streamer, and one of my personal favorites, a lovely cat-eared lady and a Seinfeld reference. And the characters are really what sold Valhalla for me. I mean, not just Jill, obviously, but each and every character is interesting in their own unique way, and their interactions are based upon what drinks you serve them. You can always give them exactly what they order, or you can unlock secret endings by giving them not exactly what they order, or maybe just what they need. You know what they say, a bartender is really just another version of a therapist, and this game definitely exemplifies that a lot. It's very much in that style of Coffee Talk, which is another similar visual novel style game, except you're playing as a coffee bartender, barista, actually, gosh, in a fantasy world rather than a cyberpunk bartender serving alcoholic fancy beverages. And of course, another mechanic of this game that really does something to my millennial heart is, I already touched upon the fact that you have to make rent, essentially, and that determines kind of the basis for what kind of ending you're gonna get. Oof, that already hurts. But one of the mechanics of the game is getting Jill a little treat to start the day. If you don't buy her something, a little treat, little something, little knick-knack for the room, anything like that, she might not be as focused or might be a little bit more depressed going into the shift, and that will determine whether or not you get hints or help, or she is more focused in her dialogue and doing her job for that next shift. God mood, I too need several little treats to get me through the week, and my bank account is crying. And again, that really just highlights one of my favorite things about this video game, which are its subtleties, its everydayness, but in such a fantastical setting and a crazy cast of characters. You become so emotionally invested in these character stories. Man, the several hours, you know, that I spent playing this game and replaying this game on both my Steam account and my Nintendo Switch, I just really grew to love and care about so many of them and want to know their stories and want to uncover certain secrets for the game and do research on how to do so. It's a very unique and lovely game that actually does, of course, revolve around bartending. You do get to mix drinks, haha, and look at little recipes, and each little recipe has extra descriptions that can help you figure out exactly what to give your customers, because they don't always tell you exactly what they want. Sometimes they'll say, oh, I'm just looking for something sweet that makes you feel bubbly, and you, as the bartender, have to interpret it, which adds an extra nice little wrinkle and fun little spice to the game. I know visual novels are not for everybody since they are on the slower side and very text-heavy based. You know, not everybody wants that. Some people really just want a high action shooter kind of game. But by creating this almost puzzle-like atmosphere to it, or element, really can add a lot to the gameplay and makes it far more interesting and, frankly, in my opinion, more immersive as a bartending game. All in all, I didn't have a huge, massive amount that I had to say. I just wanted to talk about how wonderful this game is in the use of the medium of both a video game and a visual novel style to really showcase this story. Yes, it could be a novel or it could be like a little Netflix TV show, but by making it this nice slow burn video game that you can just like sit on a train and play on your Nintendo Switch, or sit down at the computer after a long day, pour yourself a cocktail and just relax with and get immersed into, is the strength of this game. Just like how there's a rise of the cozy fantasy genre, I really do like this everyday cyberpunk kind of genre that this has as well. And I really want more games and more stories to come out like this. Don't get me wrong, I love my action heroes, I love my revolutionaries in the cyberpunk genre, and they make it super fun and highlight a very different wonderful thing about cyberpunk as a medium, as a genre. You know, same thing with hacker characters. They are staples of the genre. But having these quiet moments where you're just a normal person trying to get by day to day, makes it fun in a game. And frankly, I do hope that this video gets you to try it out, to take a look at this really fun game. That is always my intention with these videos, is not necessarily to give you an entire synopsis of the game and spoil everything, though sometimes spoilers are necessary for the analyses that I make around here, but sometimes I just want to give you a little taste, a little shot, if you will, to hopefully get you to check out this amazing game. And thank you so much for watching. I feel like I say this a lot lately, all of 2022. I've been saying, sorry this is such a short video, but I really wanted to be to the point with this and really hone in on what I specifically love about this game, and that is its everyday cyberpunk sub-niche vibe we got going on here, and it's great characters, as you've heard me ramble about. So please, if you did like this video, you want to see me do more, you want to see me do cosplay videos where I talk about the cosplays that I make, please, would love it if you would subscribe, drop a like, all that fun algorithm loving stuff. Let me know, are you interested in this game? Have you already played this game? Who's your favorite character? Which ending did you get? Talk to me about this game. I need more people to talk to me about Valhalla, please. That is another reason why I made this video. I'm like, I just want to talk about this. And if there's another game that you may want me to talk about, let me know. Seriously, I love getting ideas for these kinds of videos, and they're super fun. I'm not gonna have an exact uploading schedule like every single Wednesday or anything like that, but I want to get out at least hopefully 2 videos per month. Either way, thank you so much for sticking around, and let me know what you think of Valhalla. Take care, and see you guys next time!